Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Yep, my name is Dean Reynolds, and what the heck is music publishing? And today, oh my god,
Chill.
I have a dear friend as our special guest. We have been working together for over 3 years in the music space, and she is a hit songwriter for this huge song in the Christian market. And it's just
Wow.
so amazing that she joins us today. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together all over the world and make welcome the incomparable Alethea Sweeting. Woohoo! Alethea, what's up? How are ya?
I am doing great. I mean, I'm living in the Bahamas. And
Yeah,
great. I'm like in paradise all the time.
thanks for rubbing that in. Yeah,
Sweet, just
um,
sweet.
yeah,
You can have a
you
date
know.
like me, all of you can.
So let's jump right into it, Alethea. I've known you for a while. I met you through, I learned about you through another sister of mine, Elizabeth Mott, who you know. And they were singing the song on the worship team for a while. And I kept saying, this song is hot, it's great. And she told me where she got it from. And me being a scout or a researcher, I went, looked you up, found it. Took me a little while. I'm like, man, this girl has a bunch of security measures. Okay, the superstar responded, man. My heart was racing. I'm like, oh my gosh. Liz, she responded. She said, yeah, she responded. Okay, yeah, sorry. You wrote the song a few years prior to us meeting each other. And to think now your song has close to 4 million hits, 4 million views. First of all, how did you start as a songwriter? What's like? When did you decide to say, you know what? I'm not going to cook anymore. I'm going to start writing songs. I'm not going to clean anymore. I'm going to start writing songs.
That's funny. I think somewhere deep inside, I've always been a songwriter. I used to write poems a lot when I was younger, so I just pretty much would capture moments through words. And I think it was in 2008 when I was at my internship. I took a year off to just seek God and just to be with Him and to discover what my purpose was. During that year, I was at Teen Mania internship. I used to have these moments where I'd be in a worship setting, and we have that moment where nobody's singing and it's just like music playing and it's just a sweet space. And in those moments, like melodies would start coming to me. And as the melodies came to me, I realized, oh, so I need an instrument. And I felt like if I had an instrument, if I started learning an instrument, then I'd be able to write songs. And at that point, I pretty much knew this is what I was called to do, not cooking and cleaning. I will cook and clean when the time comes. But
Yeah.
I felt as if that's what I was supposed to do. And so I just picked up the guitar. Someone taught me a few caged chords. And if you are a worship leader out there, you know exactly. It's like
Wow.
those simple chords. Every song is written to.
All right, so I want to do this with all fairness. I want to go to that song.
Uh-huh.
I want to remind people what song we're talking about.
Let praises rise. inside of me. Set me on fire from inside of me. 'Cause all I want is for you to be glorified, for you to be lifted high. All I want is for you to be glorified, for you to be lifted high. Let's sing it out. Let praises rise from inside of me. May you delight in the inside of me. Come fill my life from the inside of me. Set me on fire from the inside of me. 'Cause all I want is for you to be glorified, for you to be lifted high. All I want is for you to be glorified, for you to be lifted high. All I want is for you to be glorified, for you to be lifted high. All I want is for you to be glorified, for you to be lifted high. Fill my life till all they see is you, Lord. Glorify your name. Fill my heart till all they see is you, Lord. Glorify your name. All I want is for you to be glorified, for you to be lifted high. All I want is for you to be glorified, for you to be lifted high.
Wow. Wow. How does that make you feel? Like that was recorded back in what, 2012?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
2012. And it's hard to sometimes put a life span on a song because you don't know how long it's going to last, right?
yeah.
And to think that that song still breathes, it's still living, it's still alive, in our hearts, in our soul, in our minds. How did you write such a hit song? Talk to us about that whole experience, about the guy that kind of like encouraged you and all that kind of stuff.
Well, like I told you, I was kind of always in the process of, well, since I started, I kept in the process of writing. And I started to realize that I was most inspired when I was in a place of just communing with God. So what I started to do was pretty much every time I would spend time with God through prayer, I would have my guitar next to me, and I literally, at the end of a time of just worship and prayer, I would ask God, okay, God, is there a song you want me to sing? Do you want me to write a song tonight or today, whenever it was? And literally during a time of just worship, I picked up my guitar and I started singing. and this melody just came out of me. And it just kind of continued to embellish. And because of the setting I was in, which was I was a worship leader at the time, and my co-worship leader was all about us writing original songs and singing it in school. I had a reason to finish the song. I had a reason to be intentional about, putting it all together, and then also a reason to share it, So that's pretty much what happened for me. I think it's just a matter of finding your inspiration, and being consistent. When you find it, when you walk into something that allows your creativity to flow, just stick with it. And I believe that good songs will come from that place, And as far as the song being a hit,
yeah,
honestly, firstly, I would say you never know. Sometimes you love a song and nobody likes it. And then sometimes you think the song is just regular, and it is that same song that goes so far,
Yeah.
And then sometimes you get some sort of an idea of how great the song is going to be. And honestly, because I had not released anything to anybody in a large scale at all, I didn't know what to do with my impressions of what a song would be like. But I do remember when I wrote this song, I wrote it and I was just singing it, and for lack of a better word, I'll use a vision. It's almost like I had a vision of a whole crowd of people singing this song. And in my heart, I just knew the song was going to go very far. But I didn't pay any mind, It's just like, that's cute, Everything seems sometimes, like when you're praying and all of that, when you're in this super spiritual state, anything's possible, But I remember with this particular song, that's what came with it, that vision of this is going to go far. So, yeah.
So I'm gathering that that song was birthed out of your personal time with the Lord, your personal time with God, trying to improve on your relationship with Him, and so you just started playing, and words started to flow out of your heart. Is that how it kind of happened?
Yeah, what I would usually do, more specifically, what I would do is, say I'm praying, after I'm done praying, I would pretty much pick up my guitar, and then let's just say I would start singing the song. So, I love you forever, I love you forever. And then after singing that for a while, that would take me into a place of spontaneous worship, more so but I love you, or whatever. And then melodies kind of come from that spontaneous place. Sometimes they form into songs, and I stick with it. If I find a hook and I'm like, oh yes, this registers deep within my heart, I put that hook aside, and then I just kind of continue to build on that. And I got in the practice of recording those moments of just spontaneous time of worship in my private space, because I recognize that often enough songs come from those times, real good songs for the church. And for people in general, just come from those times. So, yeah.
So what's that one thing would you say to someone that's struggling to write a song? Like someone that says, I'm an artist, I'm not a songwriter.
I'm an artist and not a songwriter?
Yes, I've met a lot of those. They just don't write. They don't know how to. I know one is in my church right now. He
they actually
can sing, but he said he can't write a song.
I'd say two things. I would say, honestly, God hasn't given each and every one of us every single gift. You know what I mean? We are a body, and we all have different parts. We all have different functions. There are some people who are bomb songwriters and cannot sing a lick. That's not their gifting. That's not their talent. And then there are some people who just have the voice, like you said, but they're meant to carry the heart of the song, but they're not meant to write it. However, I do think that it's good for us to tap in and to seek things out, to see where else those giftings can lie, because sometimes you won't know until you try. For instance, I didn't think I could play the guitar, and I'm still not a bomb guitar player, but that's because I don't practice. But, I didn't know that I could really play, or I could carry myself with an instrument until I tried, Yeah. And then also, simple stuff like producing. I didn't know that I had an ear for music, what would sound good in a song, what would cause a song to, come alive, until I started fooling around with, those small tiny software things, not tiny, but you know, simple software like GarageBand, and then now I'm fooling around with Logic, and I have like mic systems, and what am I doing? You know? But it's cool. You just tap into it and you see how far you go. Obviously, like you just ask the Lord to just fuel your creative, and you never know. So I think it's important for you to try it on, but it just may not fit. And I don't think you should be discouraged about that if it doesn't fit. But don't just say because I haven't.
Yeah, but on the other side of the pond, really, like, can someone be passionate and still don't know how to do a particular thing?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a thing that I think there you can teach. You can teach people how to do certain things, but that person can have a lot of zeal behind it.
Right.
They may not still come out being great at it, you know? Like, it's different from like instrumentation. I feel like if you practice an instrument long enough, you can be really, really great, you know? But at the same time, you can't teach somebody how to be creative on an instrument. You can give them tips on how to express themselves or how to seek out that creative on the instrument. They can know all of the different ways to play this instrument, but there's just something that I believe is extra, something that you cannot manipulate, something that you cannot enforce. And that's a God, and that's why all that we do, everything that we have is like a God thing.
That is a great, that's a good mouthful. And
I know, I'm sorry.
No, not in a bad way. I'm serious. And it's, I'm excited because it really it reminds me how passionate you are. You're passionate about the music space and about the things of God and about what you're doing and about how you write, how you get creative. And I think you have said a lot that we can all learn from as if we're aspiring to become a songwriter or just a musician. When you started out, you weren't a guitar player, now you play the acoustic, and you're comfortable enough to share a song and play. And that's something that a lot of us struggle with. Alethea, thank you so much for sharing your heart with us. It was really amazing to get to know you a little bit better. And even if I've heard the story 6 million times, for some reason it always resonates. It always gives me hope. And I want to say thank you for coming on again and to share your heart. You know, I like when we do these things with you, you get to share your heart. You're trying. So we wish you all the best, your new release, and we hope that we continue to work together as long as things. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified.